The year is 1932. Oldsmobile decides to make an inline 8 because looking around at all of the other companies, everybody that's anybody has an inline 8. It was a different time. Just stop and think about it. Chevy didn't have an inline 8, but they had an overhead valve inline 6. Pontiac had a straight 8. Buick had a straight 8 as well, but they used overhead valves. Cadillac never had a straight 8, but they offered a V8. Oldsmobile would use the straight 8 as top engine option from 1932 through 1948 in two displacements, 240 and 257. Introduced in 1932, 240 cubic inch displacement inline 8. It used mushroom-type lifters as well as 5 main bearings. The engine was a conventional side valve engine where the valves and pistons are right next to each other. 240 cubic inch displacement inline 8, 3.9 liters. It's good for 87 horsepower in 1932. Power would increase to 90 horsepower in 1933, 100 horsepower in 1935. So it makes up to 100 horsepower at 3,350 RPM, an estimated 160 pound-feet or 217 newton meters around 1800 RPM with a bore of 3 inches and a stroke of 4.3 inches. Compression is 6.2 to 1. It uses a duplex downdraft carburetor. In 1933, this engine saw a major improvement with the bearings, going from poured Babbitt bearings to shell bearings. Distributor is mounted to the top of the head. Years this engine was used was between 1932 through 1937. This engine is also found in LaSalle from 1934 through 1936, but the LaSalle engine increased displacement to 248 cubic inch displacement. Oldsmobile would discontinue the 240 in 1937 for a bigger version, 257. Don't get this confused with the 257 Big 6, two totally different engines. The easiest way to tell these two, the 240 inline 8 and the 257 inline 8, apart from one another is the bigger 257 distributor is mounted on the side, whereas the 240 distributor is mounted to the head. 257 cubic inch displacement flathead inline 8, 4.2 liters. It's good for 110 to 115 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, up to 218 pound-feet or 295 newton meters at 2,000 RPM with a bore of 3.3 inches and a stroke of 3.9 inches. Compression is 6.5 or 7 to 1. Years this engine was used from 1937 through 1948. In 1949, Oldsmobile would make an all-new overhead valve V8 engine and would release it alongside Cadillac's new V8. But as they say, that's another engine episode for another day. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1932 Oldsmobile L32 or 1940 Oldsmobile Series 90 or 1948 Oldsmobile Futuramic? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario, 1942 Oldsmobile Custom 8 Cruiser or 1935 Oldsmobile L35 or 1937 Oldsmobile 8. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, and write-ins are also welcome. If you can think of a better car than what is listed, write it in the comment section below. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. Or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would still like to reach me, send me an email. All of it will be linked in the description below. If it's not there, it's definitely on the homepage. Till next time, toodaloo! There's a strange new light in my eyes. Somehow something's changed.